Hey everyone, I'm Kevin Hickey.
And I'm Ricky Lima.
And we're here, of course, from Stadium Comics. And we're here today to give you our previews review for books coming into stores in January 2012. Now, this is a new segment that I thought we would try out here. It's something that's never been done in the comics community, I'm sure.
Never. We're trailblazers.
We're the originators. We come up with all the good ideas, right?
That's right.
No, that's total BS. But we've made a pretty good career out of ripping people off, I'm sure. But what we're going to do is take a look at items that are featured in this handy guide right here, which is Previews Magazine. Each comic shop in North America, and I guess all over the world, pretty much orders out of this book, with a few exceptions here and there. And we've been trying to educate people for the last little while that the comic book shop is so much more than just the books that you come in and see and the items and merchandise that you come in to see on a day-to-day basis. There's a wide range of products that are out there and available, and you just gotta kind of look through this catalog, let your retailer know what you're looking for.
Exactly. By pre-ordering, that's how they know what people are interested in the area, right?
Exactly. I mean, if you take a look at our store, we don't have a lot of space in here, but we make do with what we have. So we have to be really selective about what we carry and what we stock on an ongoing basis. So maybe we don't have that $500 statue that you saw online and want to order, but if you become aware of that item in advance and let us know, we can make sure that we get that item into the store for you so that you can buy it at your local shop. Support your local comic shops, everyone. But we're going to break this up into a few segments, and today we're going to be looking at primarily comics that will be coming into stores starting in January 2012. The previews book is about 2 months ahead. Like the items in there are for 2 months from now, and it gives the publishers ample time to print up enough supply to meet the demand from the retailers out there. So, Ricky, why don't you get us started?
All right, so we're going to look from Dark Horse Comics. It's called Lobster Johnson, The Burning Hand #1. When the tribe of Phantom Indians starts scalping policemen, Hellboy's crime-fighting hero Lobster Johnson and his allies arrive to take on his foes and their gangster cronies.
Sounds pretty good. Sounds like it's a very noirish comic.
Well, Mike Mignola, everything he does is pretty noirish. So I mean, I'm pretty excited for this. And I mean, Lobster Johnson, he's like a half lobster man.
Yeah. I've never been really big on any of Mike Mignola's books, and I think that's just through sheer ignorance on my part. I've never gotten around to reading a lot of his major works outside of a few Hellboy titles here and there. But this title looks actually pretty good. It's not his artwork, but it's his writing, and he's doing the covers. But the artwork inside is, like I said, it's a very noirish look. The cover of the book kind of reminds me of some of those films from like the 1930s and 40s, like The Third Man, stuff like that. And I think it's definitely worth a look.
And I mean, we haven't seen Lobster Johnson in a book for 4 years, so I mean...
I'm drinking coffee, by the way. We figured, this setup needs to be as cheesy as possible. We need the table. We need the mugs. Cheers, man. That's it. We're done. We're done. Today, this ends. That was just too lame. I'm sorry.
All right, Kevin, what's next?
All right, next we have The Flash #5 from DC Comics. Central City is in chaos. Iris West is captive in Iron Heights prison. As Flash tries to deal with all of it, he must also try to save the life of his old friend, Manuel Lago, from Mob Rule, DC Comics' hottest new supervillain. I'm really looking forward to this book for a few reasons. First of all, Francis Manapul and Brian Buccellato have been doing an awesome job, not only writing, but doing the art on the book as well. And Flash has been one of the, I think, runaway successes of this relaunch, even though there's no Wally West in the book. Sorry, Rob. I know that haunts you every night.
And what I really like is the Flash series right now is him still kind of getting used to his powers.
Yeah.
Like in the second issue, he was kind of getting used to having his brain move as fast as his body.
Yeah, and that was so awesome, the way that they explored that. And it's amazing that a concept like that hasn't been explored in all throughout the history of Flash up until now.
Leave it to a Canadian, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey.
The other cool thing about the Flash is it's going to have a variant cover by Gary Frank, who is just an amazing artist, who we haven't really seen do a lot of work in the last little while. He's been kind of AWOL. I think he's been working on Batman Year One, but it'll be nice to see a variant cover from Gary Frank.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
But another big book coming out, Action Comics number 5. Written by Grant Morrison and art by Andy Kubert, as the assault from an alien threat takes a turn for the worse for Metropolis, key facts about Superman's past are brought to light for the first time, and how can certain elements from the Man of Steel's future help to prevent the theft of the Millennium.
Yes.
That looks like a big one.
Weighty stuff.
Grant Morrison never disappoints. I'm
well,
excited.
there could be some arguments against that. I mean, he didn't exactly make a ton of fans with Batman IRP and Final Crisis, but there are people that will stand by his work.
Final Crisis is a good one. I like that one.
You liked Final Crisis?
I did.
Yeah?
I did. But what I like about this Grant Morrison's Action Comics is Superman's not super overpowered.
Right.
Like, he actually gets hurt.
Yeah,
and
he
gets
bleeds.
bruised. Yeah.
He bleeds.
And it's
gets,
like, all right.
in issue number 2, there was that scene where they, they came and knocked on his apartment in the morning, and he woke up and he just looked like crap. He had bruises all over his face, like he'd been in a bar fight or something like that. The one thing I will say about this book that's coming out is I'm happy that Andy Kubert's going to be on the art. I think it's just a guest stint, but I haven't really been a fan of Rags Morales' art on Action Comics so far. I mean, there's a few panels where Lois Lane looks like she's, a 50-year-old woman who's been run down. I'm sure she's got a hectic schedule at the Daily Planet. And she's a hardworking lady, but I just don't know what's going on with the art there. It's interesting because Action Comics number 5 is going to be looking at a lot more of the origins of Superman, and it's going to be interesting to see how they have altered it.
Maybe they took some of your suggestions from the YouTube comments.
Yeah, maybe they did.
Hey.
That would be awesome. But we've seen little snippets of his origin in the last issue, and that was kind of cool. Don't really like the whole idea of Crypto. I think Crypto was awesome pre-relaunch. I'm a big Crypto fan, and apparently he didn't survive the disaster on Krypton, and I'm hoping that they figure out a way to make that work.
But Grant Morrison's smart. He knows what he's doing. Like in Infinity Crisis when Zoo Crew showed up, I was like, what the hell? This is amazing.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. All right, next up is Animal Man number 5 with Ellen and Cliff's lives. Those are Animal Man's wife and son, by the way. Nice mullet on Cliff, I might add. With Ellen and Cliff's lives hanging in the balance, Buddy finally faces off against the Hunters 3. But the fight doesn't go as planned, causing the Baker family to go on the run. What dark new threat is chasing them, and why? Find out as the first arc of DC's surprise breakout hit comes to a startling conclusion. Now, what dark new threat? Like, isn't there enough dark threats in this book already?
Well, in the previews magazine, inside, there's a picture of, like, his daughter eating somebody's face.
Yeah, well, it's Buddy Baker's face.
Yeah. So,
I guess... if that's the cover, that's pretty crazy, because that's a little more intense than I think I've ever even seen on a Walking Dead cover.
I know, yeah.
But Travel Foreman's been doing an awesome job with just like the weird and crazy artwork in that book. And Jeff Lemire, hey, another Canadian guy doing right by comics,
That's right.
has been doing a bang-up job on the writing. And this issue, number 5, is going to be the conclusion of this current story arc. So I'm really interested to see how everything gets wrapped up in this issue.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the totems that were in issue, I think it was 3, they look so awesome. And then all the villains that they have, they're so awesome. And I just like to see everything kind of come together at the end.
Yeah, and just waiting for the day where it inevitably crosses over with Swamp Thing.
Yes.
One of my other favorite books from the relaunch. So, yeah, good times.
Excited. We have Danger Girl Revolver number 1. It's the return of Danger Girl. For the first time ever, creators J. Scott Campbell and Andy Hartnell introduce a new Danger Girl to the team. Who is she? What are her skills? Where is she from? What are her measurements? You'll find those answers and more as she joins the world's sexiest spy agency in their most explosive adventure yet. Is that what this book is about, is measurements?
Pretty much, man. Well, isn't any J. Scott Campbell artwork or book about that in the end?
I guess, yeah.
I mean, J. Scott Campbell, he's taken a bit of flack recently online. He's got a really iconic drawing of a Spider-Man cover he did. It was about probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, of Mary Jane kind of sitting on her couch holding a coffee and Spider-Man swinging by in the window. Mm-hmm. And people have kind of teased that the way she's sitting is not humanly possible, and they tried to recreate that position, on the internet. And there's a whole whack of pictures out there of people recreating this pose. It does look very awkward and very difficult to get into. You or I couldn't do it, Ricky. Like, wow. We're not built that way.
It's true.
But this is significant in that it's Danger Girl returning. There's a lot of J. Scott Campbell fans out there. Now, he's not doing the interior art, but he is doing the covers. So, J. Scott Campbell sticking to the covers for now. I guess, that's what pays the bills for him. And the interesting thing about this book is there's going to be a variant available. I'm not sure how many retailers are going to jump on this, but if you buy 100 issues of the comic, you get an actual unique J. Scott Campbell sketch cover. Nice. Like, he sketches on a blank cover, like one of the ones we have back here, of the comic and sends it to the store. And, J. Scott Campbell's artwork and sketches are worth quite a bit of money, so that could be something that stores might want to look into.
Mm-hmm. And something that's interesting is they're sending tattoos with every title.
Yeah, IDW is sending out tattoos in the month of January to correspond with a lot of their books.
Why? What is this, like 95?
Hey, DC has rings, and IDW is going to go with temporary tattoos, I guess. Also, they've got the Infestation event starting in January, or Infestation 2. Infestation 1 was kind of a bomb. Like, it started out strong and there was a lot of potential for it, but it never caught on. But the difference this time is that they've got the Ninja Turtles involved, as well as Danger Girl.
Oh, right.
So maybe the Ninja Turtles can take some of Danger Girl's measurements. Who knows? Next up, we've got from Image Comics, Fatale #1. Nothing the best-selling and award-winning creators of Sleeper, Criminal, and Incognito have done so far will prepare you for the explosive debut of Fatale. A reporter in 2012 stumbles on a secret that leads him down the darkest path imaginable to a seductive woman who's been on the run since 1935, a mobster who may be an immortal demon monster, and the stories of all the doomed men who've been caught in their decades-long struggle. Fatale blends noir and horror to tell a riveting epic unlike anything you've ever seen before. Issue #1 shifts with Beauty and Beast variant covers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is that like a 3D variant cover? Or?
No, one has, I guess, the female lead character, and then the other one has this Cthulhu-looking creature on the front.
So it follows this woman who's been on the run for like 70 years?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
So it's like just an old woman?
No, I don't think she's aged. She hasn't aged,
Okay.
according to the preview pages that I've seen. And it's set in 2012, but it does have a distinctly noirish feel, again, with the noir books in January. Mm-hmm. But this one looks like it could be really interesting. And everybody, of course, is always looking to Image #1 issues to see if this is the next Walking Dead or Chew or, what have you. And, this book definitely has some potential. The team that's working on it, Brubaker and Phillips, are amazing. Their work on Criminal and Incognito was and Sleeper was absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to see what they have in store for us here with this one.
Brubaker just knows how to write this kind of stuff. Like that's really where he's comfortable.
Yeah,
so
yeah, it definitely seems that way. And I'm just as excited as you are, Ricky.
Hey,
let's be excited together.
All right, so right after point 1, they had a preview of Scarlet Spider. And we'll talk about Scarlet Spider right now.
Awesome.
So spinning out of Spider Island, the secrets of the brand new Scarlet Spider stand revealed in 40 pages. Who is the new webbed wonder, and why has he come to face corruption in Houston, Texas?
Well, didn't we find out who the new webbed wonder was?
Yeah, they did reveal him.
It's Kane, right?
Yeah.
Well, spoiler alert, but it's Kane. it's Kane.
Yeah,
So,
I guess they wanted to get, the people who haven't been following Spider Island and be like, ooh, look at this.
right.
But
Now, have you been, are you a fan of Scarlet Spider?
no.
Like, I know a lot of our customers come into the store and they really identify with the character.
Yeah. When I bought Point One, I did not like it at all.
Oh, you didn't like it? You didn't like the whole book, or just
No,
the
the Scarlet Spider
Oh, the Scarlet Spider portion.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
What didn't you like about it?
It just because he's like wearing a hood and he's all like cool and stuff, and it's like, why do you need to be so cool, man? You're Spider-Man.
Ricky feels great adversity towards people that may be cooler than him. I didn't grow up reading Spider-Man, so I don't have the same connection to, like the Clone Saga and Ben Reilly and the Scarlet Spider that I know a lot of our other customers and other comic fans out there do. I was like a steadfast DC guy in my youth, so I don't really have a connection to the character. But that being said, I have really been enjoying Spider Island and everything that's been going on in the Spider-Man universe lately. I thought Avenging Spider-Man #1 was great.
That was a really good one.
So hopefully the editorial direction for these Spider-affiliated books will help me become a fan of this book.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I don't know if Scarlet Spider will do that. We'll see.
We'll see what happens. Definitely a lot of people excited about the book, though. All right, and then last up, we have Wolverine and the X-Men, issue 4, part of the Regenesis storyline, once again. 2 new students join the school. Who could they be? The future comes back to haunt the school, and who is pregnant?
Really?
Yeah, who's pregnant? It's like
my
an episode
God.
of Maury over at Wolverine's new school. It's paternity
geez.
tests, all kinds of stuff. I'd like to think that it's Kitty Pryde that's knocked up. I think that would be interesting. And, certainly I would hope that it's none of the teenage students at the school. Because that would be quite controversial, Marvel. And you should kind of stay away from that, I think. But
Kitty Pryde can go through things, right?
Yeah.
So could she still go through things even if she was pregnant?
What I'm wondering is if she's pregnant, will childbirth be a lot easier on her?
Right.
Because she can just,
just reach in and take it out.
Yeah, right?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, she should be able to, do that. Or at least, just, force the child out somehow.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not sure how that works.
I'm excited for this book,
But
man.
I'm hoping that that's the situation, and I'm hoping we see the outcome of that. Nick Bradshaw is doing the art on this book, which is a departure from issue 1 where we've had Chris Picciolo on the art, and a lot of divisive opinions about Chris Picciolo in that first issue. A lot of people were liking his art. A lot of people weren't such big fans.
I really liked it. I thought it worked, especially for the lightheartedness of the majority of the book.
I
thought it worked.
I found the same thing, but I would say about half of our customers were dismayed, I guess, at his art, and they haven't been big fans of him over the years. So strange indeed. There's also, now it's worth noting that there's also a Wolverine and the X-Men miniseries that's also coming out in January, and it's going to mark the debut, I guess, of Brian Wood as a writer for Wolverine in the Marvel Universe. Brian Wood, of course, recently left DC, and he's known for his work on DMZ and Northlanders, which is a great book, in my opinion. And I'm interested to see what he does with the Wolverine character.
Hopefully he does a good job.
Yeah. Oh, and it's worth noting that Wolverine number 300 comes out in January as well. Yes, Marvel is altering their numbering again on a title, so that they can put out that milestone issue.
I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, how many more sales do you think that it results in for them?
Like 2.
Yeah, it doesn't have a big effect here. I mean, most customers in our store are already buying Wolverine. He's a popular character in our store, so I think we might see about 3 to 5 more sales with them altering the numbering, and a lot more pissed off customers.
Yeah, it just makes it hard to collect.
Exactly,
really.
and the math that they use to come up with the numbering is just always out of whack. Yeah. You can never be sure if they're including all just his appearances or taking miniseries and putting them into the equation and stuff like that. So I don't know. So it'll be 300. It'll probably go 300 for a little while, and then it'll probably be in the 300s for a little while, and then when the Wolverine movie comes out, if they ever do
go
make
back
it,
to
Wolverine,
number 1.
Yeah, go back to number 1. That's how it's done.
People.
Anyways, that's it for the comics portion of our previews review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this wasn't too lame. And if we get enough positive response about it, we will continue it when previews comes out again next month, so we can show you all the books that are coming out in February 2012.
Tune in next week for a trade paperback review.
Yes, we'll see you all then. Take care and enjoy your comics, everyone.